We are very excited today and we have come to Alcos on a very sunny day to do an interview with one of our young leaders in UAE for our subject Leadership and Business Development from UAE 2019 batch group 4. Thank you.
Leaders are born or made. The leadership skill is born with us or it is something which we develop. Let us find the answer for this controversial question in management. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to meet a young and energetic leader, Mr. Ali and Mr. Shafraz, the co-founders and the managing partner of Arbitrary Solution, a product designing and consultancy firm based in UAE.
So I'm Ali, I'm one of the co-founders of Arbitrary Solutions. At Arbitrary Solutions, we are a product design and development consultancy. We take care of fabrication of products or projects right from scratch all the way up till production or manufacturing. So at the company, we realized that there is a gap between the vision that designers or clients have and the people who are able to execute and produce these objects that the clients desire. Oftentimes the clients have a vision of a product or a project, and that's often not very well converted into a physical reality by the fabricators who build these products out. So where we come in is we come in between the intersection of design and engineering. So we are engineers by qualification, but we are designers at heart as well. So we truly understand what designers want, what clients want, and we also understand the engineering principles that go behind actually building out these products. So we come in as a one-stop shop, one solution for clients to come in, discuss their ideas, their visions at whatever stage that they might be. So we have clients come in as entrepreneurs who have an idea, a vision about the product that they want. They might not necessarily know the technical features of the product, but they know what they want. We might have SMEs come to us with requirements of different products that they want for their R&D. We might even have event companies come in for different concepts for the events. What we do is we take them at any stage and convert their ideas and concepts into reality, either by building out products, by managing projects. We work in a very wholesome way. We work through a collective of vetted individuals from metal fabricators, wood fabricators, all the way till designers and engineers. So we combine this entire collective to help convert our clients' ideas into a reality. The kind of fields we work in range from tech fields, so startups in the tech field, all the way to event companies, event management companies. We also work with architects, interior designers. So our main goal is to make sure that the clients' ideas or the visions that they have can be converted into a tangible reality in the most efficient and reliable way as possible.
Good morning, Mr. Shafraz.
Good morning.
First of all, I would like to thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity to go through your experience and the knowledge and share with our MBA students. Indeed, it's great honor and the pleasure to interview you today. Okay, Mr. Shafraz, let's get started with your journey so far. Please tell us your journey from your start of your career to the managing director or managing partner of a consultancy, product development consultancy firm.
First of all, good morning to you, and good morning to you as well. First of all, what I would like to say is I started off as an intern in a small firm. Then slowly what happened was I was then hired permanently. Then I was taken care as a mechanical engineer in the firm. Later on, then I moved on to be the product development manager of that firm as well. And then, like within 2 years with this client, then I slowly started to realize that like what I want from life or from this field is much more. So then I slowly backtracked myself and I left that company. And then 2 years ago, I just started my own firm, and right now I'm here where I am. So yeah.
It's actually very inspiring. and definitely MBA students will learn, or it will be get inspired, more inspired for them to from your journey. And Mr. Shafraz, your education background is a mechanical engineer. Now you are a managing partner and the co-founder of a product designing and the development consultancy firm. How you have transformed from a mechanical engineer to a successful or an efficient and effective leader today?
So success, when you say successful leader, I would suggest that for different people success is different, and basically for me, when I was a mechanical engineer, I was usually just given directions of what to do and when to do and what as such. So slowly on, then I started to realize that this task can be approached in a different way as well. So when I started to get some idea of how this task is supposed to be done or how the work is supposed to be done, I started to move on to a fact of starting to like analyze myself and trying to see what are the strong and the weak points of my approach to the job. And slowly, once I came out and started this company, I started to bank on those strong points, the fact that I am really good at design and developing products as well, and looking at the big picture of what the client wants. And because of that, I would say I have a really good clientele, somebody who likes coming back to me, and that is what I would define as a successful leader or a successful entrepreneur for me would be.
Mr. Shafraz, the biggest challenge for a leader is to strike the balance between the work and the people, task and the people. So how do you manage the people and the task? What is your leadership style? How do you strike the balance between these two, work and the task and the people?
Okay, so the way I like to balance the work and the people is pretty much like making sure that my employees or people who are assigned to this job know what they have to do and also what we are trying to achieve. So when this is communicated across to my people, so then what happens is like the complete flow is smooth. So in that sense, my work is also handled as perfectly as I would want, and I have handled my employees as well.
Mr. Shafraz, now currently the world is going through a lot of risk, a lot of disasters, and the crisis during the, if you look at during the past 4-5 years, world is facing a lot of issues. Global warming, sustainability, and the green economy, renewable energy. These are the hot topics these days. As a leader, as a successful leader, what are the initiatives you have taken to save this planet and the people?
So one of the main things that we try to factor in when we are making any product or development phase is to make sure that we include the sustainability element in this as well. So importantly, what happens is that we try to make sure that the products that we make are sustainable, and the processes that we are using to make it are also sustainable as well. Also, apart from that, the other initiative that we are taking in is as well is like in the coming years or in the coming 2-3 years, we as a company would like to launch our own line of products, and this line of products is something that will focus on bioenergy and something that will focus on using sustainable materials for a certain product that is not out in the market yet. So that is what the few steps that we are trying to take to put across and to help this planet.
Mr. Shafraz, what is the significant turning point in your career?
I think the significant turning point in my career was when I decided to drop my job and to start my own firm. I think it was a turning point because of the reason that that was when I transformed myself from being a part of a firm to becoming a leader as such. And I'm trying to grow on it as much as I can as year comes in. The reason being that if I wasn't satisfied, or if you aren't satisfied with something that you're doing, then there is for sure something wrong with something that's happening around you, and it is necessary to take the steps that will mitigate it. And so on in my career as well as in my life, I would say that it is my turning point.
So it was like you decided to step out from the comfort zone. Very interesting. Mr. Sarfaraz, failure is not the opposite of success.
Okay.
It's a part of success. My question is, what you have failed as a director or manager, chairman, and can you share with us your traumatic situation and your tough experience, and how did you overcome those hard times, and whatever the learnings from those hard times, how it was supported for your success?
Okay, so a leader is never going to give out his problems that he's faced, but I will give you one situation where we had a small mishap in a sense of trying to manage our time in a project. So we were at a site, and then we slowly started to realize that we cannot deliver by time. So I wouldn't say it's a traumatic experience, because an experience at the end of the day is an experience. This is something that traumatic experience is something that you wouldn't want to think of, but I usually keep thinking of this moment because of the reason that this has taught me so much. Because I was able to, in that like tiny misstep, I was able to gain so much of knowledge, and it's true, because if you do not fail, or if you do not see something as a failure, then you're never going to grow. And that is, I think, one of the first steps about accepting that not everything you want you can get, and when you do fail, you end up like kind of realizing what needs to be done. And through this experience, what I realized is that I know that I can get through this issue, and now I know how I can better myself and prevent myself from falling into the same issue again.
We understand that the companies are in different phases of dealing with the COVID-19 outbreak,
Sure.
and the impact is varied by the industry and the geography. Right? And Mr. Sarfaraz, how pandemic impacted your business, and how did you manage the crisis with your resilient leadership skills?
Okay. We did have a downfall, as it was expected. A lot of companies did get into this small recession that we call right now, and the things or the steps that we did take to get past this issue is that we made sure that we try to cut our losses essentially. So we ended up having our regular customers were always coming forward to us. But what we did is we tried to focus our business plan or our business model in a more streamlined way in things that we always wanted to do in the future, right? So we were planning out and making sure that we fix the business model as much as we could, and try to tweak it in such a way that we can try to combat this issue that we are facing right now. So, for example, when we were all the issues of the meetings, we could not have it in person, so we had online meetings as well. And then there was a lot of times where we could never be on site and finish the project. So at that time, we were handling it from in-house. We were trying to make the product in-house and then give it back to the customers as well. And apart from that, then we were trying to let's say motivate ourselves and let the company know that this is something that you can come out of, and if things like this can happen in the future, that you know how to fix it as well.
Mr. Sarfaraz, what's your biggest challenge when it's come to people management? How could you others define your communication style? Do you prefer to be close to your employees or to maintain healthy distance, and why?
My style per se is to have a close relation with my employees. The reason being, I would like to be close to them just to make sure that they are motivated and that they are like more what is the word for it? that they're more inclined to get in contact with me as much as they can, because they need to know that I'm not somebody who is ordering them to do things. I'm actually somebody who is leading them and who is telling them how to progress in a certain project. So I usually like to stay as close as I can, because what will happen is then they would be ready to push forward their ideas, and then I would be also open to like accepting it as well. So I usually like to stay close to my employees as much as I can.
Mr. Sarfaraz, like the biggest challenges in this part of world, work-life balance. How do you maintain your work-life balance? What advice would you give to young leaders in managing both fronts to have a happy life and a healthy life and the work balance?
Okay. So I have two sides of my life, as a lot of people might have more, but one is the work, and then secondly, I spend a lot of time in my hobby. I do a lot of filmmaking and photography. So my advice is that when you want to balance something, you need to make sure that you have time to do things that you love. It cannot always be about work, because when you're doing something that you love, it's going to complement the work you're doing. So every morning I make sure that I spend my time completely at work, and then when I'm done with work at 6, I make sure that I spend my time, and it's almost like just for me, and especially just tuning off, and then making sure that I'm healthy and the people around me are healthy as well. So I try to manage my my work and the life in this kind of a balance. Yeah.
Last but not the least, what is your advice to young business leaders who's getting to the field? What's your advice to them?
I would say that like just take the risk, because if you don't do it now, then it's never. Mainly, if you don't take it forward from here, or if you feel like that you're stuck in a position, if you don't do it now, then later you're going to regret it. So just make sure that you do it as early as you can, and then just get out of your comfort zone. Enjoy. If you don't like it, you can always drop off. You're still young, but if you do it later in life, it's going to affect you. So just might as well just do it now. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sarfaraz, for your valuable time and sharing your experience and the knowledge with all our MBA colleagues. It's very mind-blowing, and it was very inspiring for us to, interviewing and getting your feedback and the experience shared with our MBA colleagues. Thank you very much for your time and the effort, and we wish you healthy life and safe.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.